Welcome to We Watch Stupid. I'm Roxy.
And I'm Diana. Today we're going over episode 2, season 10 of the 90 Day Fiance.
OG.
Not before. Yeah, original. Yeah. We are gathered here today.
I think the whole season, all the episodes are just going to be like a full set of vows because last year was Dearly Beloved.
Yeah.
And once we are gathered here today, I think it's going to get real weird.
Or is it just going to be the Prince song? Isn't that the second line?
Yeah, that's true. Dearly Beloved, we are gathered here today.
We'll find out tomorrow or next week.
I am like so excited about, I don't know, just a lot of these couples. We only saw 4. And like, where are the rest of them?
We weren't introduced to anyone else.
Yeah. Makes you wonder if they just aren't that interesting. Week. But there's a man with a woman in his closet.
You're right.
With his mom in his closet.
His mom in his closet.
Where is he?
Well, Jasmine and Gino obviously have a lot going on, so they've got to be there the whole time.
Yeah. Do you want to start with Ashley and Manuel?
Yeah.
Okay. So they cut back to her in the middle of her panic attack, worried about her makeup. She seems very aware of the camera in her car. She says, "I cannot even handle life." And then, like, I guess ends up parking and meeting her sister and telling her sister she should have worn a grounding crystal today.
Yes. No, why was her sister meeting her there?
I know. Why did they drive separately? It was very odd.
And was the sister the one that she was on the phone with? Was it that sister?
Yes. So weird. So everything about these logistics is very odd to me.
Yeah. So she was really freaked out. I was like, I don't really get it. Yeah, pull over, but whatever. Just like the whole time. And then like they were like going through the airport and she was like, I think it's fine. Like, well, I can't be okay until I see it. And then like she's just crying. He's like, why are you crying?
I think with this airport scene, this panic attack on the way to the airport, and then the fighting later, I think we're starting to see that she's like a very anxious person. And I'm wondering if like this witchcraft stuff is a way to cope with it or something.
Cool. Let's find out.
Yeah. But yeah, she just seems like she just has like big feelings, basically.
She does. Yeah. Yeah.
Was he the only person on this flight? He's the only person that.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing for every arrival.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like, I wonder if like they get taken aside and they're like, they do an interview before they can actually like see each other.
Oh, and then everybody else is like already home by the time they're walking out of immigration. Yeah, maybe. Manuel said it was hard for him to breathe on the plane.
He didn't know if it was going to drop. What does he hold on to?
Again, why isn't she traveling with him when it's his first time on a plane? That would be terrifying. Literally terrifying.
I don't have sympathy. I'm sorry. Yes, sure. But it's also, there's been commercial flights for 100 years now.
I guess. But it's like, if I think about it, like I've probably been going on planes since I was like a year old, or 2 or 3 years old. Cause like my mom's family was in Pennsylvania and we moved to California, So it's like second nature.
Yeah. And I guess like fear of flying is one thing, and there's a whole different reasons why people, and like they'll develop it later in life. I'm more afraid of the discomfort of flying than anything else.
Sure.
So I don't know, but I also have I say this thing where I'm like, I'm not smart enough to be scared of flying. Like I just don't think that much. Like I'm not thinking about like everything that could go wrong. I'm just like, I couldn't get my bag in the overhead space, and now my backpack has to be in between my legs for 4 hours.
I mean, you're so much more likely to be in a car crash than you are to be in a plane crash. So a little bit yeah, it's fine. He's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah,
It's just
he's fine, and I think
I'm
the
surprised.
thing about her not going with him, it was more like the logistics of, like, he doesn't speak the language, he's never navigated an airport before, like, does he know what the term overhead bin space mean?
Apparently not because he only had a backpack. I think he, like, didn't know that there was gonna be places for him to put stuff.
I didn't notice that, but you're right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was, like, waiting for them to go to the baggage claim and get his bags, and then he's just walking at they just walk he just has a backpack. All he has is a backpack.
Well, maybe he had to tell his mom that like, the construction site was gonna have everything for him, so he couldn't, like, bring luggage
It's wild to me.
for the rest of his life.
And I mean, I guess there's not really, like, a ton of stuff besides, like that you need to bring with yourself, like, besides, like, paperwork.
Okay, true. There is a solid chance that he had no idea about baggage claim and his bags are still there. Right?
Oh,
And she's just so, like, freaked out, like, and then just like, "La, la, la, we're at the car," and then he's like, "Does the airplane drop them off at the home?" Like
no. Wow. Okay, yeah, I guess TBD on where the frick all of Manuel's stuff is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or he didn't know that you could bring a bag.
Yeah, he moved to another country with just a backpack. Like, we've talked about me being a minimalist, but this is, like, next level. I'm very impressed. Also scared. Also very scared.
We got a couple of maximalists on the with the other couples, like, Sophie's got so many bags, and
Well,
then
that's par for the
Jasmine.
course. She's
Yeah,
like princess type.
yeah. We'll get into them later.
Yeah.
So, they get home. He doesn't like cats. Says
He
they just wanna be fed. What use are they to me?
they have no benefit. Yeah.
They have no benefit.
Honestly, I wonder that about the cats that I live with now a lot
They
too,
bring you joy, don't
I
they?
guess. Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They also, like, pooped on the floor today.
Bad boys.
Yeah. I don't know where that comes from. I scooped the litter box and then they shat on the floor. So I don't know what that's about.
Wow. Dicks.
No benefit. You just feed them and feed them and feed them. No benefit.
Yeah.
I love that he says, like, she's showing him how the sink works, and, like, there's hot water over here and there's cold water, and he's like, "Why do you need hot water when it's hot outside? What's
Yeah.
the point of this?"
You do you, Manuel. You go
Ask
take that cold shower.
He's asking the right questions maybe, but, um, I thought it was interesting, like, so they're walking around the house, and she's like, "This is my altar," or, like, "These are my cards," or, like, she's lighting incense, and she's, like, noting all these things, and he's like, "Okay, okay," but he's not asking any questions about it, and then we'll get into it, but then it just, like, blows up, but I just thought it was so interesting that both of them were being super weird and dumb about it because they're, like, walking around talking about all this stuff, showing him all this stuff. Obviously, it's his first time seeing everything, but, like, no questions were raised by either of them about what all this stuff was.
But he did raise a question about the bedroom and why there wasn't a door. And so I was a little so she said that she didn't like the door. And so she has a curtain or whatever, but then he starts saying like the dog can just like come in here like so is does he not want Rico Suave to sleep in the bed with them, on the bed with them, or be in the room?
It might be all 3. He just doesn't seem thrilled about sleeping with a dog or, like, not being able to keep the dog out if he wants
That's a
to.
munchkin dog.
Well,
Like that is
I think people in Ecuador just would probably have a way different relationship to dogs
totally.
than we do in the
Yeah.
US, as we were just talking about your dog's knee
Yeah.
surgery.
Yeah. didn't get myself knee surgery, but I got my dog knee surgery.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. Yeah, in Ecuador, if a freaking cat pooped on the floor inside, that cat would probably be gone, you know?
Yeah, no
But
benefit.
I gave them so many kisses today,
Yeah.
so many smooches, even after they pooped on the floor. I think he's just, yeah, I think he's just upset about not being able to keep Rico motherfucking Suave out.
Because I have thoughts on dogs in the bed, on the bed,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Oh, me too.
Um, yeah, wait, I know you and I have talked about it, but our loyal fans want to know.
Well, I don't like I love dogs. Obviously, I love my niece, your dog. I don't like dogs in my house. I wouldn't want dogs in my house.
Christine. She literally said that earlier today.
Oh, really? That's
She's like,
that's
"I
mom.
love dogs, but not enough to not enough to have
That's
one."
yeah, that's me.
I was raised in a house where pets are animals and outdoors. So, I dated a guy that had a small dog, and the dog slept in the bed, and it grossed me out. I hated it so much. Like, that's when like, it was in the bed, not on the bed. On the bed, small dog, okay. And then when I started dating Brody and I found out he had a dog, I was like really like, oh God, another one with the dog.
Yeah.
But then he treated Kai like a pet, like a very nice pet, but like Kai had his furniture and Kai
Yeah.
was not like he was a bigger dog, but like not allowed on the bed. And I'm like, okay, this is chill.
They're not in the bed. No. Yeah, that is especially with like a big dog, that would really be a hard line for him. For me.
I'm
Excuse me.
sure plenty of people do it though. Actually, I know plenty of
I
people
know
that do
plenty
it.
of people I know plenty of people that do
Yeah.
it, and a lot of people think I'm wild because I don't want a dog in my house, but that's just because they haven't lived a dogless life and they don't know how clean your house can be.
It can be super clean, but it's so quiet and there's no joy, zero joy.
Fair
I have a joy generating animal downstairs.
Fair enough. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so
she gets really, really activated about Rico motherfucking Suave. She's like,
yeah.
I've had so many partners, and you know who's been there the whole time? Rico motherfucking Suave. He already loves me. Da 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 da. Manuel's like, you can't be the only one making decisions, and she's crying. It's so funny to me because like he and Rico Suave are on the couch, like having a great time together.
Yeah, but I think she did mention that he kept telling Rico Suave to like get down, but then the dog would get back up.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
at a certain point, she says, my dog is a god. Like he is a god.
He does what he
Like he's gonna
wants.
do what he does what he wants.
Oh my goodness. I just think that's a really funny thing to say about what is that, a Yorkshire Terrier? Like just a teeny little guy.
He's a god, okay?
He's a god. Worship at the
So
altar
then
of Rico Suave.
I'd be there. I'm
Yeah.
still on team Ashley. Like she's
Oh,
still
yeah.
my yeah.
No. Yeah, Manuel seems like a little bit standoffish and a little bit like got some machismo stuff going on. So on Team Ashley.
Okay, so then later on in the day, then I don't know how they started talking about her
Unclear,
being a
yeah.
witch, but they started talking about it, and he was kind of hung up on the term witch or bruja. Is that what it
Hmm.
is?
Yeah.
What do you think about all that?
I thought it was funny that he was like, I don't think she's a witch because if she broke up with her ex, she would have cast a spell to get him back. So like he's like basically like prove it, Ashley, like prove that you're a witch again.
I think
And
it's all go ahead.
just I think that's probably the hardest part for her because I'm sure she's gotten this before. She's like, I'm a witch. And people are like, what the fuck does that mean? No, you're fucking not. And then I think she's just really it's hard to have someone new coming into your life. She's all, she's really happy he's here, but probably also feeling a lot of other things. And so then he's like, "You're not really a witch. What the fuck does that mean?" She's just on the defensive immediately.
Yeah. I think it's all about the term, and, like, what it means to him is different than what it means to her, and he, like, Googles it and, like, okay, cool. But, like, to I'm trying to, like, think, like an equivalent, like, uh, of just, like, a term that, like, means one thing to one person, but then not like, another thing to someone else.
Like, she says she works with spirituality. That would be just me saying, like, "I'm spiritual." And you're like, "What does that mean?" And I'm just like, "I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual." Like, that can mean so many different things, you know? Like, what do
Yeah.
you think when I think of you probably have a very specific type of, like, San Francisco hippie in your mind when I say spiritual. But,
Mm.
like, what does that mean? Or,
Yeah.
like, I'm really religious. What religion? How are you Orthodox? Like, do you go all the time? Like, what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I think you're right. It's just kind of like,
I'm trying to think, like, sorry to bring my mom up again, but, like, if I were to, like, tell my mom, "I'm a bitch," and my mom's like, "No, you're not, sweetie."
oh.
I'm like,
Oh, I see what you're saying, because he has such a negative connotation with
"Yeah.
it.
Yeah."
Okay, yeah, that's a good
And I'm like,
example.
"No, bitches stand up for themselves. They get what they want. They communicate properly. They are cute dogs. I'm a bitch." And then my mom
Okay.
goes, "Sweetie, don't say that about
Yes.
yourself."
That is such a good example.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a lot of what's going on
Yeah.
here. Also, like,
But she's
saying that's
Go
her
ahead.
job, she's telling him, like, "This is my job." He's like, "Wait, so you're a witch, and then also somehow this is how you pay rent for this place?" Like, it's just, like, for him,
Yeah.
I think his
I think
brain is just exploded.
and I think it is all around the term
Yeah,
because, like, honestly, I feel like she should just say witch and not bruja.
maybe.
Like,
Yeah,
something like that, or, like,
mhm.
Wiccan, or but at the same time, if she identifies as a witch and wants to be called a witch, cool.
"I'm a motherfucking witch hoe!"
Yeah.
I'm curious if they were, like, yeah, I was curious if they were arguing about this for a lot longer than they, like, kinda showed us, because she seemed so exasperated, and like, yeah, we don't really understand where the conversation came from.
Yeah, she did say that she's been through this before,
Okay.
and but I just think, like, she, like, really identifies with that term and wants her partner to understand it and accept it.
Yeah.
Whereas he's like, "Sweetie, you're not a bitch. Who told you you were a bitch?"
Yeah. I am so, like, I get wanting to do this in person because I think it allows for, like, more nuance, like, and you can't just hang up the phone when you get frustrated.
Mhm.
But, like, she knew this was gonna be hard for both of them, and she knew it could potentially be, like, a deal breaker for both of them. So I'm like, "What, like, could this conversation have started earlier?"
Well, it sounds like she never hid that she was spiritual or witchy or that.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
I really do think that they're just hung up on the term and they're
Yeah.
just not hearing each other.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, yeah, you're right, he's not, like,
He's not turned off by, like, the tarot cards and the altar and all. It's not that.
he's just, like, doesn't, yeah, understand what she means by it. And
Yeah.
he has a very specific type of witchcraft, like, in mind. I did not expect him to be like, if she really meant it, she would just cast a spell. That's so funny. Oh my god.
Anything
Uh,
else with them?
no. Do you want to do Nikki and Justigor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Justigor.
She says she's bringing
Justigor.
fabulosity to Moldova because it was really boring
Mhm.
last time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Her mom looks younger than her.
Yeah, I kind of thought that. Or maybe not that she looks younger there. She just like is pretty glam and looks really good for like what I'm assuming is like close to 70 or
Yeah, I
like
would think
70
she's
or older. But she could have also had a
yeah,
facelift. But she looked really good.
she looks good, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, they have a good relationship now, but we do find out that her mom didn't accept her when she was first transitioning, and her mom I think her mom, like, feels bad about it, right?
Oh, totally.
Um,
Yeah. She broke down.
and yeah, I was saying, like, it's not that she didn't love her, it's that she didn't understand.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Nikki's gone through this with, like, multiple people in her life where they don't accept her, and then they come around and
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds really hard. But yeah, it was cute to see her like. Oh yeah, Nikki also says that like the first time she and Just Igor were together, her mom was really skeptical and she was really hopeful, but now they've kind of like switched orientations where now Nikki's really skeptical and her mom is really hopeful. I'm just so curious where this mom's optimism is coming from, but maybe just because Nikki isn't with like a literal teenager. She's like, "Oh, he's like had time to become a person. Great.
yeah.
I feel a lot better about this."
And they mention, and we find out later from Justigor that his friends were rejecting him, but he did tell his parents.
Yeah,
Um,
that like sucks so hard that you would break up a friendship because of who their partner is. Like I definitely have people who are dating folks that like I'm not the biggest fans of, but like that just seems so wild to me.
yeah, and so when Nikki was explaining it and talking with her mom, I thought that they were talking about current friends, but later on, Justin Igor kind of explains that when he came back from the first K1 visa and told his friends like why he was back, that they rejected him,
Yeah.
which is just ugh, my heart went out to him.
I know. You come back from this like traumatic, like really intense experience and then you don't have anyone to really like talk to. But sounds like he's been working on himself. He says he's been like working out, meditating, reading
Yeah.
books.
Sorry, I just want to go back to when we first well, I know we've met Justin Igor last episode, but when he's like first introduced in this episode and he's in the outdoor gym and he's doing these like pull-ups and then like opening his legs and then going back down.
I wrote he's doing horny splits in the park.
He really
He
was.
seems to have a gymnastics
And
background.
he was good at it.
Yeah. What do you think of his side by side with Justin Timberlake? Do you think they
I mean, it's a big nose and bleach blonde hair. Like, okay, it's a white guy with big nose and beach blonde hair that like maybe is curly at times.
Oh my god. I feel like he definitely grew into his features. He's like so hot now. He
Yeah,
is
he's really hot now.
mega hot. He yeah, he seems to have his life together. He says he's nervous about Nikki being there because she's trans and people are narrow-minded and then she says that Nikki Exotica is a different person, but it doesn't or a different persona, but it doesn't look like they dress that differently. So she's going to catch attention in Chisinau. And
Yeah,
he's worried about her safety.
yeah, and I I think that the attention thing is about the like how glamorous and done up she is
Mhm.
because I mean, she even says it like it's like gray there and Like, she's trying to bring glam there. But I don't think you could necessarily say, like, mark her as a trans person based on how, like, done up she is.
No.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
think, like, I don't know why this popped into my head, but, like, you put any of the Selling Sunset girls, like, next to her walking down the street in Moldova, like, they're
Couldn't
all
tell.
just as done up.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's like even a cis woman could look that plastic. Like if you get enough
totally.
procedures done, if you do your nose 4 times, like you will
Jasmine
also
and Nikki
have.
walking down the street
Yeah.
in Moldova.
Totally
Both of
right.
them have had vagina surgeries.
Oh my god. So wild. So he's like meeting up with his friend Sergey, I guess like the one guy who doesn't reject
This
him.
seems like a new friend.
Oh, a newer friend? Okay, I missed
This seems
that.
like a newer friend. Yeah.
They meet up for coffee and chess. This feels very Eastern European to me,
Oh
just
my
like
god, I
men
love
playing
that they were fucking playing chess.
playing
Yeah.
chess in a park.
Then they start talking to the grandpas behind him playing chess in the park. You know, you
Well,
go a couple thousand miles south and it's gonna be the same thing, but with backgammon. It's just
yeah.
beautiful.
I think it's so funny. He like shows Sergey a picture of her posing in a bikini and he says she's a bombshell. She
Yeah.
looks like a blow up
Pinup
doll.
girl.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
just so extreme. Like the proportions are so extreme. And I love that they like they show her to the men behind them, the old guys, and they're like, "Do you think this one's beautiful?" And they're like, "Oh yeah!" Like,
Do you think she'd get attention? Yes, I'm alive.
yes. Oh my god. I don't like that Just Igor says like she's had a lot of surgeries since like the last time we were together. And basically what he's saying is she passes better for a cis woman and that makes him more calm. So I don't know if that's like for him being with her or for like her safety. He didn't really clarify.
I'd like to think that it's for her safety
Yeah.
because he mentions the, like, meditation and, like, when he first came back, he said something like he didn't know if he was a normal guy, and I think what he means by that is straight,
Yeah.
and I think that he did a lot of work on himself, and
Mhm.
he's open-minded and loves her.
Yeah. So she's a very nice and sweet woman. I feel like we have yet to see that. Like, I don't know if how nice and sweet she is. She doesn't seem like nuts off the bat like Jasmine, but I'm just always waiting for the shoe to drop with these people on this show,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Um yeah, I'm excited for them. I don't understand their dynamic with like such a big age gap, but I don't have to. Not my not my business. I guess Gino and Jasmine have a bigger age gap than they do.
I think
If we
what's weird
believe,
yeah, if we believe. I
yeah.
think what gets me is that they met when he was 18.
Yeah. Like the way that he's coming back to her, I'm always like, well, yeah, if I like, yeah, you like imprinted on him in this way because that was probably like his first girlfriend and like first sexual experiences. I don't know. Yeah.
No, he looked like Justin Timberlake, okay? He was getting some ass for a long time.
All over just now. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else with them?
No, no. Rob and Sophie.
Yes. The first note I have is dumb facial hair. Rob. Like he like shaved like the top of his mustache. I don't know. I didn't like it.
I feel like kind of a that's kind of a red flag. That and I've seen TikTok videos about how women are like, if a guy has like, do you know how some guys they like they shave like their baby hairs and then they have the braids after it and they're like, that
Mhm.
is red flag hairstyle. So,
Why? What is it? What is it? What does it mean?
well, I think like basically
For
just
fuck
like
boys?
Drake, yeah, Drake has it. So anything
Cool.
Drake does is a red flag. So he's like getting stuff prepped and clean in this apartment, which is like it's better than like 99% of the men that we see on this show, but it's still like a pretty small
Dingy.
studio with like not great storage, and it doesn't have its own
Yeah.
bathroom. But
Yeah. Yeah. So he wants to give her the Disney princessy engagement that she wants. I have nothing good to say about this engagement.
yeah, me
Or this
neither.
sorry, this proposal. I have nothing good to say about it.
And I hate that he thinks
Was so proud of himself.
he slayed, like he thinks he slayed this. Like he is
Yeah.
like over, like he thinks he is just like the man for doing this, for thinking ahead, and it's not what you think it is, man.
He was concerned that he was going to forget the dance. He just needed to remember the dance.
It was like a
Now,
minute long.
it was less than, it was like
It was
20
yeah.
seconds.
It was
And
so
I'm sorry,
weird.
it's a solo and there's not that much choreography. So if you do forget something, you just freestyle and no one knows that you
Also,
quote forgot the dance.
yeah, she doesn't know what the dance is supposed to look like.
Oh, yes. And like when he goes like stop and then like the music isn't loud enough, it looks like he's having like a seizure or something, like just like nodding his head with like it just did it, none of it was good.
I love how they were like filming him from afar so that you got the whole line of the like luggage rental carts in the frame. Like I feel like that was a production troll for sure, because he just picked such an odd place to do it.
And then he didn't get down on a knee. That was just a welcome dance?
And then the proposal is like in front of the door where other people will probably be trying to leave the fucking airport.
And
Like
he has
why
the
does this
ring
have
out
to
of the box. That is treacherous.
Yeah, why are there so many why does this have to happen in 2 parts? It was very bizarre to me. She seemed very confused. She doesn't seem to care about the dance. She's also running on like 2 hours of sleep and looks like very sweaty and uncomfortable. Although she does say if the British guy did it, she would get the ick for some reason, but Rob can get away with it because he's American. And I'm like, what does that mean?
I totally don't you get what that means? Like, you get, like, a French guy telling you, like, "You're beautiful," and you're like, "Yeah, tell me more." And then you got, like, some American, and you're like, "Shut up."
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, like, that means that they do love each other, like,
I
or
guess.
she at least
Yeah.
is in love with him, like, it's, like,
Ugh.
cute what he's doing, but it's like, is it cute? Ugh.
I we're used to our accent, so we don't think much about it, but I just think it would be wild that someone would find, like, the American accent sexy or anything, but apparently people do, and I feel like she might be one of them.
I would like to know if anyone finds, like, a Southern accent sexy or, you know, like a thicker, because like, you and I both have, like, California and West Coast accents, like,
Mhm,
quote, unquote, "American accents."
mhm.
I think we do at least shit.
My partner tells me I do all the freaking time, and it's really, really obnoxious.
You're offended? Oh, you don't think you have an accent? You're one of those
What do you mean one of those?
who don't think you have an accent?
I have, I think, a non-regional American accent. I know I have an American accent. I don't think there
Okay,
is a specific California accent that you can point to. That is
okay.
stupid to me.
I get what you're saying, but there are things that we say without realizing it, and it's like, "Yeah, that's fucking California." Like like, I like, it just mumbling.
Okay, my boyfriend is Southern and he can mumble like with the best of them. So
But sorry, I was thinking like there was at work the other week, there was some company and someone was having a hard time pronouncing the name because it was I think it was Korean, and then they just, like, said the initials, and I was like, "Come on, you're Californian, just mumble it." Like,
Fair
And it's
enough.
fine.
For the record, I am like somewhat activated by this conversation because because it comes up so much in our household and I hate it. B, because he is such an my partner is such an unreliable narrator when it comes to this topic. We were in Canada talking to Canadian like restaurant owners, and he comes to the table and he's like, I think that guy at the counter, I think he's from Seattle. I think he has a Seattle accent. And I'm like, no, I talked to him. He has like, it's either Midwestern or it's like bumfuck Canada accent. You're being an idiot. It was also like 85 degrees and smoky. And I was so mad about just everything. So then he comes to me and he tells me like the thing that makes me the most annoyed about him. And then we were talking to the restaurant owner's like husband, and the husband actually was from Seattle and told us that yeah, his husband is from bumfuck nowhere Canada. And so I like it took a lot of restraint for me not to throttle my very sweet partner in front of his parents in the middle of this restaurant, but I was just like, you are an idiot when it comes to
So
accents.
he's bad at it. He's
Yeah.
bad at it. It's like he thinks he has perfect pitch, but like,
He far from. He thinks he has perfect pitch and then he's like singing off key
yeah.
completely. I'm triggered, clearly.
You have an American accent, Roxanne.
Thank you. And I have perfect non-regional diction. Okay?
Okay. So I just also wrote, I was kind of like annoyed that he said the Disney princess thing.
Keeps
And I
bringing it
was
up.
like,
There's nothing Disney or
so
princess about any of this.
about like so many LAX princesses. Like,
Oh, yes.
the,
So dumb. He's got such
okay,
like the more I think about his dumb face, the more I see it and the more ick I get with Rob. Like the dumber and dumber he looks to me.
Rob the knob. Rob the
Yeah.
knob.
Yeah.
The elevator thing, that really annoyed me. What was your take?
He says, "This is the stuff you got to be ready for." I'm like, "You just pressed a billion buttons for no reason and confused the elevator."
Also, have you ever gotten stuck in an elevator?
Maybe once, yeah.
Like, not for that long, but like, it's not fun.
No.
Like, I've definitely gotten like stuck and it's like been just, like a couple minutes or whatever, but like, there's plenty of reason to panic.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know how long you're going to be in there. Like, and
Yeah.
if she's claustrophobic and like,
Mhm.
and he was just so rude.
I know
Like,
he's
it's not
acting.
things you have to be prepared for. No, I'm getting in an elevator at LAX. Like, it's not like some
Yeah.
random elevator in my like dilapidated apartment building. Like,
Yeah. He's talking to her like she's not allowed to be irritated after traveling for 25 hours on 2 hours of sleep. And like he's acting like his dumb dance should make her like completely like complacent with everything forever always. And like this is a red flag, Sophie. Up and run. This man's gonna ruin your life.
yeah. And then, yeah, whatever. They were just like bickering. I didn't
Hmm.
like, I was like, damn. Like,
So
then they
quickly
like
after
called the
meeting one
elevator
another.
operator. And then like, it's just this weird thing where like they're on the first floor and then he walks up to the fourth, but then she takes the elevator up to the fourth. And like, but then he was going to come back around to get her. It was just this whole mess.
She figures the
And then,
elevator out, and then he says he can't stand her when she, like, shows up on the 4th floor for some reason.
well, I think he said, I can't stand you because she was still giving him a hard time about breaking the elevator.
As she should.
Yeah. It's like,
This is marriage,
exactly.
bud. This is
Yeah.
marriage. Heckling.
Yeah.
Heckling is a
But
love
she's
language.
killing his vibe, okay? He's ruining the whole thing.
I don't know if I'm team Sophie, but I'm definitely not team Rob at this point.
No, definitely not Team Rob. She asked if it's safe to arrive at his apartment at this time of night because they have luggage.
Yeah. Not inspiring faith in you, Rob. And then they like see all these, they keep zooming in on all the police that they're seeing all over the place on their drive home. And she's like, she's like clearly, on alert because sounds like he's shown her movies set in Inglewood because he's like, "Oh, it's so cool. This is my neighborhood." But then is upset when she brings up that all those movies have gun violence. And it's like, well, you're showing me this and expecting and telling me that it's not the nicest neighborhood. And also, I have eyes and ears. And so,
And she's
like,
been there before.
and she's been there before. She's lived there. So it's like, ugh. And he's like, I've lived in way worse neighborhoods. Dude, you don't have your own bathroom. Where have you been? What is the deal with this
On
story
a
about
mountaintop.
the Oregon mountaintop? Like, I'm now it's making me think like maybe at some point he was unhoused and like that's what he's comparing it to. And it's like, that's not necessarily a fair comparison for her. Like,
No.
because just the way that he's talking about like
But it's
his living
also
situation.
safety. Like, she's not talking about, like, "Oh, the sink is gross," and, like, "I don't like your couch." She's talking about safety. Or, like, there's no, like, cute cafe next door, like
Yeah. She just doesn't want to get shot. And then
yeah.
then he says there's only one bullet hole in my window. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So he, like, tried to get the apartment together, got her a dresser, got her a desk, but it's just, like, it's cramped, and she wants it to be like, she wants to get a different place so it's theirs, and then she starts describing her apartment. I'm like, "That does sound lovely.
She had a
I would like
freaking
to visit there."
penthouse in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really nice. She's like, it's clean. You have a great view of London. It's bright and airy. Well, you could have brought him to London.
No, she needs the LA scene needs her, okay? But then he's like got like sorry, when she was saying how tired she was, like, in the elevator and stuff, I'm like, "Oh my god, yeah, leave her alone, like, she doesn't need to have dinner with you now."
Yeah.
Like,
She needs a shower in with the
the
raccoon. It just
outhouse.
needs yeah,
Yeah.
she just needs a shower with the raccoon and like go to bed. And then like like it looked like he put some effort into setting a table, but then it's like containers from a taco truck like inside of these like stands or whatever he
It
had.
looked cute, but yeah, I guess and then it was outside the whole time that he was at LAX.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Isn't it all cold? Like it's been there for at least an hour.
Unless those were, like, catering containers.
They were like keeping it warm the whole time. Then that's a fire
Yeah.
hazard.
That is a fire hazard. We're gonna call and tell on him.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to them fighting more, and she's probably gonna have to teach him how to be
A
a
person.
decent human being, so always fun to
Yeah.
see that happen with grown men.
Mhm. Especially when she's 23 and he's 32.
Yeah.
So, I wanna bring something up that I just want you to pay attention to throughout the season.
Okay.
What gets blurred and what does not get blurred, okay?
Okay.
I was just like, because sorry, I meant to bring this up earlier, but, like, at Ashley's house, her paintings were blurred. Her artwork a lot of her artwork was
Oh.
blurred, and I was thinking, like, "Are they dirty?"
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And then there were just, like, some random things that were blurred, but I noticed and sorry, and then in, like there'd be, like, the time was blurred at, like, Gino's apartment, and I just or house, I just assumed it was, like, the like, maybe it said, like, GE, right? And so it was easier just to, like, do the whole thing, right? But you know what they did not blur? Is a giant Shen Yu billboard
Shen
in
Yun?
Inglewood.
Oh.
Yeah, Shen Yun.
They got some kind of partnership. Oh, how
Yeah.
interesting. That's so weird.
Yeah, I want you to, like, start paying attention to it because, like yeah, and then there was in Gino's well, do you have anything else with Sophie and Rob, or do you wanna jump to Gino and Jasmine? Sorry, just talking about the blurred thing, like, in their kitchen, it was, like, the time was blurred, it was, like but then he had, like, a bottle of Maker's Mark and a bottle of Bacardi, then those were blurred.
Yeah. Interesting. I think maybe the billboard wasn't blurred because it's like just in the public. domain, you know? Like, you can't necessarily
But what about the art?
well, that's, like, in her house, like, someone bought it or owns it? I don't know. But, like, if something, because like, I know, like,
They
you
didn't
can
blur Gino's art.
Yeah, the art is an interesting one. I wonder if yeah, there were some sexual themes or, like, just weird shit going on. It's Ashley, so I hope it's weird. Yeah, I hope it's, like, demonic, yeah. Interesting.
Okay, well, sorry, now to hard cut over to Jasmine. She has a new look.
Would you call this have you heard of the phenomenon of fuck ass Bob? I didn't know what fuck ass Bob was. I think it's new, but like, Kim Kardashian got like a bob recently and it just like looked, not everyone can wear a bob, especially with bangs. And so they were calling, I don't know, whoever creators pop culture stuff, they were calling Kim Kardashian's bob a fuck ass bob. And it's like kind of a cry for help because you're like cutting your hair really short. And
Okay.
then also, I feel like a lot of us probably got fuck ass bobs from our mom in the kitchen, when we were growing up. Like, I certainly had a fuck ass bob growing
Oh,
up. But yeah, I love that Jasmine's getting this bob with bangs. She says she's been wearing extensions and weaves for 15 years
yeah.
and that it's way more expensive to do that in the US. So she's cutting her hair short. It will help her be more natural since Gino is so cheap. And I
Yes.
am like so nervous for her, but I think she looks pretty cute.
Also, she probably lost 10 pounds of hair. Um, her bangs are kind of fucked, but it doesn't look like she's keeping them, so
I
or, like,
can't tell if
styling
she
them.
if she has like natural texture. Like I know that she wears like wavy extensions,
No, she
but
totally has natural texture.
yeah, okay. I think that's really
That
hard.
fizzy or that frizzy fuzz, that's her hair, in my
Yeah, I think
opinion,
it's hard to
based on my
do.
experience with my frizzy ass hair.
Yeah, like I think it's hard to do like a traditional type of like bang or fringe with textured hair. Like I think like
You need
layered
to you
bangs is
need to
better.
do it every day.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get like a really weird Jerry curl thing going on in the front.
Mhm. There's a bunch of times throughout Gino and Jasmine's segments where she is just so dramatic and I fucking love it. She just like starts proclaiming like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I pray that I am. Bless you. Like, and then at one point she's just like, after they meet in the airport, she like turns to him and goes, like, I want to promise we will never fight. Just I love you so much. Like she's on like Broadway and like just like now she's got to proclaim her love at this like
I love that she blocked him the night before she flew to
yeah,
the US.
that's our queen.
Our queen, that is so fucking unhinged. And it's also like
Yeah.
so indicative of their dynamic because he like knows that it's happened because he sees that her photo is gone on the text message. They zoom into his WhatsApp messages and there's a picture of something that's also blurred out. And her message underneath it just says, I'm smarter than you. That's like the last thing that she sent him before she flies to the
I love her.
Oh my god.
I also made a note that said she's not gonna like those filler flowers.
No, I don't. Well, I think I can't tell where Gino gets slack and where he doesn't. Like, I feel like he gets slack on looking gross because she means that nobody else is going to snatch him up. But, like, everything else needs to change. Although I actually don't think she likes how he dresses that much. I don't understand what she picks on and doesn't
His
pick on all the time.
flamingo legs, his bald head.
Sharky nose,
Yeah.
non-existent lips.
Okay, so she gets there and she's blocked him. He's got filler flowers. He says something that they're soulmates and it just
he
classic
says
Gino and Jasmine.
he says she's his soulmate and he loves her, but he wishes there was a way for them to stop having these arguments,
No,
as
they
if
can't.
he doesn't get off on it. Like,
Totally.
this is why would you even say that? Why would you even say that? Because you think it's something you have to say?
Well, I'm pretty sure that the script he was given says that. So, but he needs to do a better job delivering it, okay?
Gino, when they ask you if I'm your soulmate and why you want me to be here, you tell them I'm your soulmate. You could never be with anybody except for me, and then you wish that we never had fighting, because then that would make people think that we want to stop fighting, even though we will keep fighting forever. I think that's a script that he got.
Yeah. And then later I will say, I want us never to fight again.
She
Piggy
lands.
promised me that we will
Yeah.
fight no more.
Yeah, she lands and says Michigan looks gray.
I'm gonna
There's
point
no
out.
life here. She's gonna get hypothermia.
Sorry, I want to point out before we start talking about her in the cold, which was beautiful to me. Coco is in a stroller and she's got like a cat carrier on her back that I think maybe Coco goes in sometimes, and her nails are normal.
I noticed that too. Like I feel like the last couple episodes, like she had normal nails at the B90 reunion too. Like she took her nails off before she left Panama,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's another thing that Gino's not going to want to pay for.
True. True. And then she sucked his tongue.
But, but
Called him her her white monkey, and that she wants to smell his house.
she hopes it smells like clean and flowers.
Mhm.
When you heard that, what did you think the odds were that it would smell clean and like flowers?
0.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
And then he was like, "We can spray some Lysol." Like,
Ugh. That's not what she
that's not
means.
what she meant. Like, put like
Um,
boil some mulling spices or whatever that is. Or
yeah.
light a candle if it's not gonna be actually clean.
The
Um,
camera people keep zooming in on her new butt implants. Did you
yes.
notice? Kind of
Flat
feel
was
like
her butt before.
I don't think there's actually any problems. Well, yeah, nobody first of all, nobody needs to get work done. Like that's not a requirement for living in society. She clearly has a lot more going on than just like what she thinks Gino wants to see. But I felt like you could see like the lip of you could definitely see where the implant stopped and her natural butt started.
I
Like,
saw like a crease on the bottom. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, you saw there's like a shelf at the top that looks like very hard, and then it kind of went down and was very smooth, and then it was like her butt at the bottom. Like I just don't think that they maybe it's not done healing, but I don't feel
Mm.
like it like
She also did just get
did a
off
very
of
good
a plane, so maybe it's like needs to inflate again.
job. I'm just nervous that it wasn't done well, you know?
I'm nervous about it too now.
Yeah. She's also like so thin, like there's no fat under the skin to like obscure anything. It's literally just like if you put like a rock underneath like a top sheet.
With a cat or a dog under there. You say, "No, I'm not sleeping in there, in that
Nice
bed."
tag.
Yeah. Is this AC or is this weather?
We'll never know. Is this air conditioner? This is this is so funny to me. Like, I think I've talked about how, like, I have cousins from the Philippines that came to the US last November, and they went to New York. That was their first stop. New York in November. They were traumatized. Like, because it's like Panama, it's
I'm
like in the
traumatized
equator.
thinking about it.
Like, they never like, if they wear a jacket, it's not to actually for warmth, it's just to, like, look cute. Like, yeah, and they, like, flew to New York, and they were, like, yeah, literally traumatized by the time I saw them in California because they just, like, had never experienced weather like that before, and so I feel like that is Jasmine right now. She's just like, I didn't know that this could exist. Like, I knew I'd seen movies with snow and stuff, but I didn't know it felt this way. I think I'm going to die. My whole body is on fire.
She says she says something like, "I'm scared to go outside because I might immediately die of
Yes.
hypothermia."
She also says Michigan screams depression.
God did not intend for people to live here. They just like forced themselves to live here.
And then they just show like awful shots of like strip malls and like fast food joints and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say as well that she said, "Gino, you have smoke coming out of your mouth."
Yeah, like she has no idea what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
That's wild.
This place screams depression.
Oh my god. So they get to his gross bachelor pad and he has left the decorations up that he put up for her like interview day that we saw him before the 90 days. I'm very curious how long those have been up because I guarantee you he didn't like take them down and then put them
And they're
back up for her arrival.
backwards.
Yeah, and then she got upset because he has the Panama flag upside down on his couch.
Well, on the couch, but then I looked and then all the flags on the wall
Mhm.
are backwards too.
Oh, hella disrespectful,
Do
Gino.
some homework.
Gino
Um,
doesn't
it's really
research.
old. She hates the walls.
Smells
It's the
dusty and
ruins.
stale.
If the
Yep.
health minister came, they'd be in quarantine.
She looks yes. Oh my god, yes. So gross. They're just zooming in on how disgusting his kitchen is. She asked if she like looks at all of his canned food and asks if he's
Mhm.
waiting for a zombie invasion.
Why is there garbage in in the cabinet?
Yeah. She opens the fridge and sees a container of chocolate milk and she's like, this is why you have farting problems. This is what your farts smell like.
I'm also thinking, so chocolate milk, I like as an athlete, I was always told that chocolate milk is like the best thing to drink after a workout because it's like calcium and like something about the sugar, just like it helps your body like take in the it
It sounds
helps your
like
body like
milk
regenerate.
propaganda.
No, the trainers would give this to us or
Oh,
tell us
okay.
it. But then I'm thinking, Gina, you're not working out.
No.
Are you training for NCAAs? Like, what are you doing?
They would give you chocolate milk after a
No, they wouldn't
workout?
like give it to us, but it was like that was like they said that was the best like recovery drink and like to help what's the word where it's like to help like the muscles grow like because there's like recovery is one thing but then like to help build the muscle.
Building it? I don't know. I'm not an NC2A athlete, sorry to say.
We all didn't have to sell our soul for 4 years and 6 months. No, go Ags. I love you.
Go Ags.
I didn't sell my
Ags.
soul. I sold my body.
Yes. Way better. Ags till we die. So he is crazy if he didn't expect her to want like a full remodel of his townhouse when she
I
got there.
know. I know.
Like he's nuts. Like
Yeah.
he saw what apartment like he saw the apartment that she wanted that like like 30th floor whatever in Panama. That is the standard that she wanted, very like modern, very clean. And then, he goes home to his like dusty ass 90s ass townhouse and is like, "Oh, she's going to be happy here." Like, "No, you're stupid."
Is it 90s? Let's talk. Can we talk about this for a second? Is
Sure.
it 90s or is it 80s?
The wall color screamed 90s to me. The sofa screamed 90s to me. I don't know what an
Yes.
80s sofa
Okay.
would look like, but it
No,
it
so
d
yeah.
it looked 90s to me.
I guess I was thinking 80s with the sink faucet,
Yeah.
mainly
I
the
mean,
sink
like,
faucet and the linoleum floor.
all of that is just like I mean, people have that now too. That's just like cheap builder grade stuff. Like, he just has never updated anything, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
that sink makes me depressed.
But
Like,
that's such an easy fix. Get a new
totally, yeah.
faucet.
It's like
Like,
$150, and then it's actually pretty
if you're
easy to
getting a
install yourself.
nice one.
Yeah, sure. Sure. He just hasn't thought about it at all, and then
Yeah.
he's freaking out. He's already making that, like, weird chewing face when she says she wants a new bed and she wants to do all this stuff, and he's talking about budgeting, and
She
I'm
does
like,
go kinda hard though about, like, a bathroom renovation, like,
I
'cause
she's
it's
just
one thing
setting
to,
an
like, do the
expectation.
yeah,
It's fucking
um
gross. Did you see that toilet? They, like,
oh
zoomed
my
in on the
god!
toilet.
And he left a floater.
So disgusting.
So disgusting.
I don't know, it's just dirty, like, what do you do at like, if you moved into this townhouse, there's been, like, a bachelor like Gino who doesn't even flush his shits, living there for 30 years. How much deep cleaning would it take to make it feel comfortable for you?
I would need a fresh paint job and yeah, new sheets. Like, yeah. Like,
But, like, that
you're so
carpet
right.
the carpet
And which the dog peed on.
married men typically live longer than unmarried men because they have someone nagging them to go to the fucking doctor and, like, wash their hands.
That or just, like, not have mildew around.
Yeah.
Like like, I'm trying to think, like, there was something the other day where oh my god, like, they just, like, don't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Birdie's place wasn't as bad as Gino's, but I honestly, I think it's mainly because he had a house cleaner and he knows how to
Oh,
cook.
okay. Yeah.
But, like, like, 0 comforts of home, like, 0, like, thought of aesthetic.
I
Like
don't like, kinda like with Rob's place, it's like, yeah, this a whole your walls are black. This is a small space. Paint them so it feels bigger, or, like, get some, like, organizational stuff that doubles as, like, a place to put a vase of flowers or something. Like,
yeah.
oh my god. Yeah,
I mean, it
just
comes more or less naturally to us. I don't think necessarily because 'cause we're women, but it just yeah, it just, like sometimes it, like, blows my mind. Like
yeah. I like that she brings the conversation about updating this stuff as like, he needs to prioritize it because it's gonna make her feel comfortable, and, like, I don't think he should have to, like, gut renovate this whole townhouse. Well, I do think he should gut renovate that townhouse, but, like, you know, he doesn't need to spend,
let's
200
purge
grand or
the
whatever.
chair or let's purge the couch.
Purge the
Like, let's
couch, deep clean the carpet for God's sakes. Like, yeah, just put some stuff on the walls, like new sheets, like a new mattress. Like, she doesn't need to be hanging out with your shit that you've had for the last 20, 30 years, you know?
yeah,
Like, you can
yeah.
spruce it up a little. There's a lot you can do to make it. Also, what is with people painting walls in the same room, different colors? There were like 3 different colored walls in that living
In
room.
bold colors. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
"Here's an accent wall," and, like, the rest are neutral. Yeah.
What is that?
What's the lotion on the bed thing?
That's him jacking off.
Yeah. Just wanted you to say that.
Oh my god, he's so gross. I'm excited for her to shit on the US and Michigan probably forever.
Just cold in general.
Yeah, but I am worried about her well-being. Like, she's already not having a good time.
Yeah. Is this townhouse, like, big? Is it, like, 1 bedroom, 1 bath? Or are
I
there
couldn't I couldn't
more than
really
1?
tell.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, the bathroom space looked big. It was just like gross.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Panama. My fiance is from Panama. It's gonna
Soulmate.
be my soulmate. I love her so much. She's from Panama. We're never gonna fight again
We pinky
because
promised.
we made a pinky promise in the airport. I told her that her dog can't pee on the carpet anymore, but he already did.
How
So
does how, how does your partner think that he's good at accents? He like knows more than you about accents. How did you just pull that Gino out of your butt?
oh my god. Thank you. I am right. He is dumb.
Okay, I have a dumb fuck, marry, kill.
I bet you mine's dumber, but I want to hear yours.
Okay. Well, I could get a dumber one. Do you want me to make a dumber one?
Sure.
Okay, I'll start with the one that I
Okay.
had.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, marry, kill. Coco,
Okay.
Rico Suave,
Okay.
or Rome, which is
Oh,
Rob's dog.
that's a good one. Okay. I think I'm going to marry Rico Suave because he's been there after all these
It's true.
thousands and thousands of
It's
partners that
really true.
Ashley's had.
Yeah.
He's been there the whole time. I'm gonna fuck Coco because he seems freaky deaky. He's like peeing everywhere and like rubbing on,
Oh
he's like
my
always rubbing on stuff.
I'm sorry, why does Gino not love Coco? He's all about pee.
Great question. And then kill Rome. We don't really know much about
Yeah.
Rome, and I associate him with Rob, and Rob's
Rob the
that.
knob.
So the fuck Mary kill. Wait, did you want to answer that one, or do you want to do?
No, I think I would do the same thing.
Okay, okay. Fuck Mary kill. Gino's toilet, Rob's Rob's toilet, or I'm throwing in Ashley's toilet because when she was showing Manuel the toilet, she was like, "You can use like a lot of toilet paper, but like not too much." But so I'm just like Ashley's toilet where you can't use infinity toilet paper.
Okay, well, I'm marrying Ashley's toilet. Okay. Then I'm fucking that outhouse and killing Gino's.
You'd have a view of like a raccoon while you were doing it out there.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
god.
fun.
Yeah, that was really, really dumb.
Was it fun? I've never done it.
Next time on, Gino and Jasmine subject us to more sex stuff. I wish they would stop.
I love it.
You
Okay.
do?
Personally, I'm getting great ideas for my own sex life.
I love that she dresses up as a nurse and then they just put him in like surgeon scrubs. Like,
Which is perfect because it has a hat.
yes. Oh my god. I also thought it was funny. They show us this conversation between Nikki and Justigor where he's like, I think we should do some more stuff during the day instead of at night. And she's like, oh, do you want to keep me in the dark? And it's like, no, he wants to do stuff with you during the day. I just thought it was funny. I know what she means, but it's just a funny response. And then Rob and Sophie talk about cheating and his face looks dumber than ever. There's some other stuff too, but Rob's face for me just keeps getting like dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber.
I also just like his demeanor is I didn't like hate him last or for the first episode, but now just like how he was talking to her in the elevator and talking about Inglewood movies and
I can't tell if it's like machismo, insecurity, or stupidity, or maybe it's just like a big ball of all of it, you know?
we should ask him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all for us, but more stupidity next week. I think
Yeah.
that's going to be our
I love
sign off.
watching stupid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's our sign off. More stupidity next week.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Thanks.